Welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at the stories we have for you today. One man is behind bars after police say he attempted to steal a truck that had recently been repossessed. 31-year-old Ryan Mills was charged by Middlesboro police with theft by unlawful taking over $10,000. WRIL reports police was dispatched to Middlesboro ARH Credit Union after a woman called the department and said a man was attempting to get into a 2004 black Chevy Silverado. The truck had been repossessed back to the bank. Officer Nick Capps spoke to the caller, who said the man, who was later identified as Mills, was seen around the truck and was wearing brown coveralls and a gray face mask. She also said that the Kia that Mills was in was parked around the corner from the truck. In the arrest citation, Capps said the ignition of the truck had been tampered with and several wires had been cut. Police eventually located Mills inside the Kia. Both the coveralls and face mask were located inside the vehicle along with screwdrivers. Police say they believe Mills was attempting to hotwire and steal the vehicle. He's being held at the Bell County Detention Center. A move by the Claymore County Finance Committee to dismiss Sam Owens as finance director was finalized on Tuesday. The Claymore County Commission voted 11-9 on Tuesday in favor of removing Owens from the position. Prior to the vote, Claymore County Mayor Joe Brooks assured the commissioners the county would not be without a finance director. The assistant finance director will serve as an interim director until the Finance Committee appoints someone new to that position. Sam Owens also spoke prior to the vote, claiming he saved the county over $2 million on managerial decisions during his 7 years as finance director. The county will begin accepting resumes soon in hopes of finding a new finance director for the county. An attempt to remove the second Claymore County wheel tax failed during the commission meeting on Tuesday. Commissioner Steve Brogan made a motion to eliminate the last $25 wheel tax that was going to the road department. Brogan cited some of road issues as well as the road superintendent purchasing a new truck after receiving a new truck 3 years prior as reasons for wanting to get rid of the wheel tax. Road Superintendent Ronnie Pittman gave a presentation showing the work his department has been able to do with the money generated from the wheel tax. After a lengthy discussion and a 5-minute recess, Brogan's motion failed to get a second and his motion was dropped. Lincoln Memorial University will kick off the Christmas season on November 29th. The LMU Women of Service will host a Christmas festival and the tree lighting from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on the concourse of Tex Turner Arena. The event will include lots of vendors, food, and family fun. The Knoxville Symphony Chamber Orchestra will perform a concert inside Tex Turner at 7 p.m. Admission to the concert is free with the donation of a food hygiene, children's clothing, or toy item from the Mission of Hope. After the concert, the annual tree lighting will be held outside near the arena. Now let's take a look at your community calendar of events coming up over the next couple of weeks. The Claymore County Economic Partnership will be hosting their first ever Christmas Festival on December 1st from 2 to 5 p.m. on Main Street in Tazewell. All proceeds will go to save the Graham Kivett House. There will be many activities, including Fantasy of Trees, a silent auction from 2 to 4 p.m., food trucks, vendors, and much more. For more information, call 423-626-4149. The organization intends to make this annual tradition for the county. Now's a look at your community calendar, but stay with us. It's coming up after the break. Brendan Burke will be bringing you your sports report right here on LMU Community TV News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shields, and I'm a physician and the medical director at LMU Medical Clinics. This is a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season. Influenza, or flu for short, is a virus that causes fever, body aches, and upper respiratory symptoms like cough, runny nose, and sore throat. It is transmitted through the air and can even be spread on objects touched by someone who has the flu. The virus spreads easily from person to person and is most active from October through March. There are 3 things you can do to prevent becoming ill with the flu. First, get vaccinated. The most effective way of preventing the flu is to get the flu vaccine every year. The vaccine does not give you the flu or make you sick. The vaccine may not be 100% effective, however, it does offer significant protection and lessen the symptoms should you get the flu. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older be vaccinated before the flu season begins. Number 2, wash your hands. Stop the spread of germs and protect yourself with frequent hand washing with soap or alcohol-based hand sanitizer. And third, if you are sick, stay home. Should you become ill with flu-like symptoms of fever, sore throat, cough, limit your contact with others. Schedule an appointment as soon as possible with LMU Medical Clinic or your healthcare provider. There are antivirals that may be indicated if started within 48 hours of symptoms. Stay home until you are fever-free for 24 hours without over-the-counter medications like Motrin or Tylenol. I'm Dr. Shields, and this has been a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season.
What do we know about learning? It takes place beyond the pages of a book. We learn by exploring, by trying new things, by connecting, by sharing. We learn by taking chances and dreaming big. At Lincoln Memorial University, learning is beyond the books. It's everywhere.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. Do you see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah. Really?
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. As teams around Lincoln Memorial's campus prepare for the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, many of them have either already concluded their fall schedule of events or will be doing so in the impending days. Just as the LMU men's cross-country team finished the fall on Saturday in Oakwood, Georgia for the Southeast Regionals, the Lady Railsplitter Bowling Club did the same, competing in their third and final tournament of the semester on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, staying way up north in Millsboro, Delaware for the Hawk Classic. Lincoln Memorial, who ranks 14th in the entire country across all 3 divisions of the NCAA, the second highest placed team in D2, wrapped up a respectable fall slate with a 7th place standing in Delaware out of 17 schools participating. LMU managed to improve upon their 8th place standing that was achieved on Saturday, the unquestionable highlight of the entire weekend coming then from sophomore Tyra Sanchez. The Honolulu, Hawaii native recorded her 2nd perfect game in her young career in day 2 against 7th-ranked Maryland Eastern Shore at an even 300, despite the team coming up short in that individual matchup. Despite this, the Lady Railsplitters managed to knock off 3 ranked opponents over their 3-day stint in Millsboro, number 22 Kutztown and number 20 Duquesne on Friday, beating out number 19 LIU Brooklyn the following morning. Day 3 on Sunday started off sluggishly for Lincoln Memorial, falling to both Tulane and Sam Houston State, 2 teams within the nation's top 10, but a 4-2 victory over North Carolina A&T sealed the 7th place finish for head coach Joseph Slowinski's group, leading the Hawk Classic with a 6-7 record, racking up 12,704 pins across 65 games for a 195.40 average. With 3 events under their schedule and playing like the 14th ranked team in the nation by competing against equally top-tier programs thus far, the Lady Railsplitters will return to action on the weekend of January the 11th for the Midwinter Invitational from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Meanwhile, the men's bowling side will have their turn to finish the fall campaign this coming weekend, heading to their 7th tournament of the season in Fairview Heights, Illinois on Saturday and Sunday for the National Collegiate Team Match Games, having already secured 5 top 5 placements in a drastically improving year. More details on Lincoln Memorial's final 2 outings on the lanes in 2018 can be found at www.lmurailsplitters.com. And Tuesday night marks an important date on the calendar for both LMU basketball squads, as it's that time of the year again for the home opener, the fourth game of the young season for both teams, and the first from Tex Turner Arena in Harrogate in a non-conference doubleheader. The Lady Rail Splitters and head coach Crystal Evans will kick things off at 6:00 p.m. on Tuesday, hoping to stay consistent for in-state competition when the King Tornado rolls into campus for LMU's first game in nearly a week. Through 3 outings this season, Lincoln Memorial is still figuring things out on both ends of the floor, dropping a tight 8-point contest to Flagler in the opener, derailing Georgia Southwestern by 18 points the next day, and then back on the losing side in their last appearance on Wednesday in Evansville, falling to Southern Indiana 82-73 for a 1-2 record. It's been a similar theme in LMU's 2 losses, with the Lady Rail Splitters leading both the Saints and the Screaming Eagles for the majority of the game until a late fourth quarter surge by the opposition sent the Blue and Gray back home with an L. Picked to finish third in the preseason Conference Carolinas poll, King visits Harrogate on Tuesday, riding a 2-1 record, themselves still a bit unorganized in the early stages of the year, handily defeating Coker in their first bout before getting demolished by Tusculum 24 hours later by 21 points. The Tornado redeemed themselves in their last trip to UVA Wise on Thursday, besting the Cavaliers 78-62, and will visit Tex Turner Arena looking to shake a lopsided series history that Lincoln Memorial commands. Over the years of this in-state rivalry, the Lady Rail Splitters have won 24 of the 27 meetings overall, although 2 of King's victories over LMU have come when in Harrogate. Getting the job done in Bristol in their last face-off 364 days prior to Tuesday, the Lady Rail Splitters hope to post similar results to that 74-61 road win in 2017 and will look to make an imposing impression in their first taste of home court advantage this season. And approximately 2 hours after the Lady Rail Splitters go head-to-head with King in the Tex Turner opener, the LMU Men's Hoops Club will do the same, battling the Lions of Payne College at 8:00 p.m. It has not been smooth sailing for Lincoln Memorial 3 games into the season, holding an identical record to that of the women's team at 1-2, 2 vastly different performances leaning towards the negative in their last 2 outings against USC Aiken and Christian Brothers. The Rail Splitters look the part of the preseason third-ranked team in the nation in their season-opening 21-point triumph over Clayton State, but since then has lost their way with back-to-back losses to the Pacers and the Buccaneers, the first time in 11 years that LMU has begun a season with 1 win next to 2 losses. It has also been 2 years that the Rail Splitters have lost consecutive games at all, and after the offense wasn't up to par in an 11-point loss to USC Aiken, the defense faltered in last Saturday's 6-point setback against Christian Brothers, facing a 20-point deficit in the first half in Memphis. Although LMU was able to scratch and claw their way back in it, they could not slow the Bucks down over the final 20 minutes and will head back to the drawing board on Tuesday night, the first ever meeting between the Splitters and Payne. The Lions, a member of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, is still searching for their first win of the year, currently at 0-2, following an 18-point drubbing to Flagler and a 2-point heartbreaker against Augusta last Saturday. Having lost 13 of their last 15 games dating back to last season, the Lions will visit Harrogate for the first time where Lincoln Memorial has achieved a 122-9 record in this decade, having gone 17-1 at home a year ago. With a sizable chunk of last season's legendary team gone and an influx of youth headlining LMU's November, head coach Josh Schertz and the Blue and Gray will look to avoid their first 3-game losing streak since the 2008 through 09 campaign, his very first season on the job. And you can catch both contests on Tuesday evening through LMURailsplitters.com, or you can listen in to play-by-play coverage of the doubleheader through 91.3 FM WLMU. And this weekend is the final one for the 2018 NCAA football season, meaning it's rivalry week for most Power 5 schools. And specifically speaking of the Tennessee Volunteers and the Kentucky Wildcats, it's always an important matchup regardless of record for UT's road trip to Vanderbilt and UK's venture to Louisville. The Volunteers and first-year head coach Jeremy Pruitt will make the short drive to Nashville on Saturday to face the Commodores at 4:00 p.m., televised by the SEC Network, uncharacteristically on the losing side of the last 2 games in the series. The Vols do hold an overwhelming 75-32 advantage over their in-state foe, along with 5 ties, although it's been Vandy to have the last laugh in their last 2 meetings, not to mention UT's must-win situation to make a bowl game. The Big Orange was blasted in Week 12 by Missouri on their home turf 50-17 by nearly giving up 500 yards of total offense to the Tigers, meaning they head to Vanderbilt at 5-6 with a win equaling a bowl appearance. Throw in the fact that both starting quarterback Jarrett Garantano and leading wide receiver Marquez Callaway are questionable to suit up due to injuries sustained in that 33-point loss to Mizzou. And Saturday's tussle with the Commodores is just as important as any for Tennessee. Once the Vols find out if they will continue on with their season against Vanderbilt, Kentucky hits the road as well, staying in state just like UT for a 7 p.m. date with Louisville on ESPN2. Unlike Tennessee, the Wildcats have already safely qualified for a bowl game with an 8-3 record, getting back on the right track last Saturday by defeating Middle Tennessee on Senior Day 34-23 after back-to-back losses against Georgia and the Volunteers. In the history of the UK-Louisville rivalry, known as the Governor's Cup, the Cardinals have won 6 of the last 7 in the series, including last year's 44-17 beatdown in Lexington, although we head into the 2018 edition with Louisville in the midst of a nightmare season. The Cardinals, who just recently fired head coach Bobby Petrino due to a 2-9 record, have given up at least 50 points a whopping 6 times this year, doing so in all 4 of their last meetings, outscored by Wake Forest, Clemson, Syracuse, and North Carolina State, a combined 239-84. Riding an 8-game losing streak is Louisville, and with Kentucky in prime position to turn around the series, it's sure to be an interesting final day of the regular season, while Tennessee hopes to continue on their year against Vanderbilt. And that is all for sports as we await our Thanksgiving break here on campus. Everyone have a fun and safe holiday, and stay tuned for more LMU Community TV news right after this.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't have
I really
another
hope we
bad
don't
day
have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. Yeah, we're getting so wet.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for watching LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett, and have a safe Thanksgiving, everyone.